Have you ever noticed how quickly we react to small things that don't even matter a few hours later? Someone says a rude word, a plan doesn't go as expected, and suddenly our whole day feels ruined. We lose our peace, not because life is hard, but because we haven't learned how to stay calm inside. Today, I want to tell you a story that might make you see yourself differently. It's about a man named Devan and how one quiet moment changed the noise inside his heart forever. So sit back, breathe slowly, and listen carefully. Because somewhere in this story, you might find your own reflection. In a small town surrounded by hills and flowing rivers, there lived a man named Devan. He was smart, hardworking, and honest. He owned a small shop where he sold tools and farming goods. People respected him for his business, but few truly liked being around him. Why? Because Devan reacted to everything. If a customer bargained too much, he would frown and mutter under his breath. If a worker came late, he shouted in front of everyone. If something broke, he kicked the box or threw the tools in anger. He often told himself, "I'm not angry, I just can't tolerate nonsense." But deep down, he knew he was tired of his own reactions. They drained his energy. They made his nights sleepless. Even small sounds began to annoy him. The barking of dogs, the crying of a baby, the wind rattling his window at night. His wife, Mira, spoke softly one evening. "Devan, you get upset too easily. You don't even enjoy your meals anymore." He replied sharply, "Because everyone around me makes mistakes. If they did things properly, I wouldn't have to react." Mira said nothing. She just looked down, stirring her soup quietly. One day, Devan's supplier called. The truck carrying his new stock had broken down. The goods would arrive 2 days late. Devan clenched his fists. 2 days? Do you know how much business I'll lose? He hung up angrily. At the same moment, a worker accidentally dropped a box of nails. The sound of metal scattering across the floor made Devan snap. "Can't you do anything right?" he shouted. The young worker, barely 16, froze in fear. "Pick them up now." Every single one. The boy's hand shook as he bent down. Devan's wife came from the kitchen and said quietly, "He's just a child, Devan." Calm down, Devan glared at her. "You always defend others. Maybe you should run this shop then." There was silence. Only the clinking sound of nails being picked up from the floor. That night, Devan couldn't sleep. He felt a heavy weight inside his chest. A mix of guilt, exhaustion, and loneliness. He looked out of the window. The moonlight touched the quiet streets, but his mind was still noisy. He whispered to himself, "Why do I keep doing this? Why can't I stop reacting?" The next morning, while walking to the market, Devan noticed a small crowd near the temple. A visiting monk was sitting under a tree talking to villagers. His face was calm and his voice was soft but powerful. Devan stopped to listen from a distance. The monk said, "When the wind blows, the trees don't argue. They bend. They don't react to every gust. That's why they survive storms. But we humans, we try to fight every small breeze." The crowd nodded quietly, but those words hit Devan deeply. After the crowd left, Devan slowly walked toward the monk. "Sir," he said, I lose my temper easily. I try to control it, but I fail every time." The monk smiled gently. "Come, sit." Devan sat beside him. The monk took a small glass bowl and filled it with water. Then he added a spoon of salt and stirred it. "Drink it," he said. Devan sipped it and instantly frowned. "It's so salty." The monk nodded. He then took him to the nearby river. He added another spoon of salt into the river water and said, "Now take a sip." Devan did. This time, it tasted fresh. The monk smiled. "See, my son, the salt is the same, but the container changed. When your heart is small like a bowl, even a little problem feels unbearable. But when your heart becomes wide like a river, the same pain dissolves in peace." Devan sat silently. The monk continued, "Stop reacting. Start expanding. Don't let small things shrink your heart. Learn to stay calm, and peace will come to you on its own." Those words sank deep into Devan's heart. That evening, Devan returned home quietly. Mira noticed the difference. He wasn't shouting. He wasn't rushing. He just sat silently near the window, watching the orange sunset fade behind the hills. The next day, when a customer shouted about the delayed goods, Devan took a slow breath and said, "I understand, sir. I'll fix it soon." No anger, no harsh words. The customer, surprised, nodded and left calmly. When his worker spilled some oil by mistake, Devan paused. His mind whispered, "Shout." But his heart replied, "Breathe." He took a cloth, helped the boy clean it, and said softly, "It's okay. Just be careful next time." The boy's eyes widened in shock. No one had ever heard Devan say, "It's okay" before. Mira smiled silently from the doorway. Days passed. Devan wasn't perfect. Sometimes anger tried to rise again. But now he noticed it before it exploded. He began to walk early in the morning by the river, feeling the peace in its gentle flow. The same place where the monk had taught him the meaning of calm. He would whisper to himself, "Be like the river, Devan. Let things flow. Don't hold them." Slowly, people in the town began to see a new version of him. Customers called him kind. Workers called him wise. Children no longer hid behind doors when he walked by. One evening, his wife said softly, "You've changed." Devan smiled. "No, Mira. I just stopped reacting." Now, I start living. Months later, the same monk visited the town again. Devan went to meet him. "Ah, I see peace on your face," the monk said warmly. Devan bowed. "Your one lesson changed my life." The monk replied, "I didn't change your life, Devan. You did, the moment you chose silence over reaction. Peace begins when you stop letting the world control your emotions." Devan's eyes filled with gratitude. That night, back at home, he sat with his wife and son under the moonlight. He looked at their smiling faces and thought, "This is real wealth, peace in the heart and love in the home." He realized that no one in the world can give us peace. Not money, not success, not even good people. Peace begins when we stop reacting to every small thing and start responding with calmness. So, my friend, if you often feel angry or hurt by little things, remember this story. When the salt of life feels too much, don't try to remove it. Just expand your heart, become like the river. Let peace dissolve the pain. Because true strength is not in fighting storms, but in learning how to stay still inside them. And remember, a calm mind sees clearly, a peaceful heart lives freely. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to breathe and share your thoughts below. Tell me in the comments, what helps you stay calm when life gets hard? And if you believe more people should live with peace instead of reaction, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Rise Stories. Because somewhere, someone needs this reminder today. Stay peaceful, stay kind, and keep growing from within.